But right now I'm just sitting back, and what I'll do sometimes is I'll go, and you should walk around the room. You shouldn't just sit in front of your speakers, and you should use other speakers also. All right, let's get in and let's start doing some mastering here. So the first thing I hear when I just sit back and listen to this track, let's just listen to it for a second here. I think we're pretty close. So let's go in, check it out. Okay, so let's take a look at the EQ here. Around 5,000, I'm lifting a little bit. In the low end, I want it a little richer as well. Now I'm just going to test the mid-range and see where we sit here with this mid-range. It's a little, we don't want to get muddy in there. Reverb, I bypassed. I'll go back to loudness for a second here. There's something I want to talk about here, which is the loudness wars. And it's interesting because this track that I'm comparing to, since I did it, I remember the client at that time was, wanting louder, 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 louder. And there's something to be said here, which is really interesting. And that is, for radio airplay, and this is something that you can read about. It's about the art and science of mastering. You can read in that book, which is like a Bible in the music industry, about the fact that to get something, quote, radio ready, doesn't mean that in your studio it has to be as loud as these tracks you're A-Bing. Now that's important. It's very, very important to know. You're listening for the quality and not necessarily even the exact loudness, because the compressor and limiter chain of radio will take a track, you could almost say, regardless of its loudness, within a certain range, and it will pump it up. And it will actually master your track. The radio stations have a certain chain of mastering and limiting that actually masters right there. And the reason they have this is because they do get different loudnesses from different labels and different sources. And this thing balances them all out and masters them so that there's equal loudness. So to over worry about it to get something radio ready is a myth. It's false. So I wouldn't worry about it too much. And that's actually, it's worth going over. Okay. There's our harmonic exciter. Listen to the mids a little bit. It's good. I'll show you how this compressor affects the sound. Here's the high-end compressor. I'll bring it up. The good thing is, if you set your compressor right, you can actually get any one of these bands, like the high end, to really shine through without distorting. But you don't want to overdo it either. Same goes for imaging. And as far as all these parameters, you don't want to overdo these. Just use them, like you'll see here, 0.1, 0.1, minus 0.1. And that's because I tightened up the low end. I made it thinner rather than wider. So it was more tight and it was more pronounced and focused. So, there you have it. That's Checkerboard A-Bing. And what I'll do then on this, for the rest of this session, is I'll just take these parameters and work them until I really hear And listening is more important than meters. Remember that. Listening is more important than meters. Closing your eyes is an important thing to do when you're mixing and mastering. Not looking at the screen is vital. Vital, vital. So what you'll do is basically go through this, and I'll even cut a CD of what I've got right here. And I'll take that in different systems. I'll take it in my car, and I'll listen to that, because if I really want to A-B, this is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it with that checkerboard right there. And it's good to actually make a CD of that. And that's definitely a little secret and a trick that you can get better sounding tracks. Okay. And this is for howtolicenseyourmusic.com and from learnaudioengineering.net. This is Gary Gray for Aaron Davison. And this was how to produce music that will get licensed and make you money.